Hello and welcome to today's magical mermaid pick a card reading. We are asking what you need to know in this moment. What is the guidance? What is the pearl of wisdom? What is the next step for you to feel supported in whatever you're going through? So take a moment and tune into your heart. Maybe take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. And just feel into each of these piles. Pile 1, we have this really beautiful mermaidy blue apatite. Pile 2, we have this labradorite, so shiny. The light is catching it. And then pile 3, we have this green unikite. So 1, 2, or 3. Breathe in and take your pick, and I will see you soon. Welcome. If you have chosen pile 1 and the blue apatite crystal, you are in the right place. So the first card that we have here is Blessed Change. A major life change brings you great blessings. And so, oh, we actually had another card fall. So let's get that after. Okay, so a major life change brings you great blessings. This mermaid is head over heels. It looks like, or I guess we would say head over fins. And she's feeling this new energy. There's some kind of change that's happening for you. Maybe it's a romantic endeavor. Maybe it's a job offer. But there's some sort of like new energy that's coming in. So let's keep digging in and see what we have here. So we have empathy. There's more beneath the surface. So this is really interesting. There's this blessed change, and it's something about empathy. So we've got to sit here and think about, okay, where can I be like really, really gentle with myself? Because maybe right now you haven't had that blessed change yet. We have the Seven of Swords. So it feels like you've gone through some sort of maybe a betrayal, maybe like there was a heartbreak in the past, or it just feels like things haven't gone your way. You've trusted the wrong people, you've been taken advantage of. Whatever it is, it's like you're still holding on to this, and maybe there's a part of you that doesn't believe it's going to get better. Maybe there's a part of you that feels like new beginnings are just not going to happen. Like it's always going to be the same. People will hurt you. You can't trust people. Or maybe it's just that you're still holding on to unforgiveness for yourself. Maybe you've been in that position where you've had to hurt somebody else by speaking your truth, or having to set a boundary in some way. And I really feel like this empathy in the Blessed Change card is to say that yes, there are mean people in the world. Yeah, not everybody has your best interest at heart, but you can have empathy while still holding boundaries, and it's not going to block your blessings. So we have Raven, own your power. So maybe this blessed change has to do with you. I'm going to put this up here so you can see it better. This has to do with you like really stepping into your power and just being like, no, I'm not going to let these people just walk all over me and, expect me to put up with this bad behavior. And then we have fork in the road. So what's really interesting about this is it's something about making a choice. Like, where is the choice right now? Are you going to make the choice to hold on to the pain of the past? Are you going to make the choice to dim your light or hide out in some way because you don't want to get hurt again? Let's see what the mermaids have to say. So we have Patience from the Mermaid Empowerment Oracle. And the Mermaid Empowerment for Patience is, let's see, I'm trying to put these all where you can see them. I'm still trying to work this camera with the cards. This is new, so give me a little grace here while I figure this out and make these look nice so we can keep talking. Okay, so, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's like this blessed change is you're starting this new project, or there's this fork in the road where like you've become the master of something and now you have to learn something new or go back to something that maybe you were good at in the past, but it's been a long time and you're having to make this choice to step forward. So then we have laughter. And I think it's really important when we're going through these big life changes to figure out like how can I laugh about this situation? You know, like where can I find the humor? Because sometimes we get so stuck in the moment and it's not doing us any good. Like it's blocking our blessings. It's blocking us from seeing the gratitude, the joy, the importance of this moment. And then we have confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. So blessed change, own your power, all sorts of cards that are really just asking you to be confident in whatever this fork in the road is. And then we have the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Okay, so we've got the full picture now. Blessed change, empathy, patience, Seven of Swords, fork in the road, laughter, courageous peony, and confidence is your key to success. So Raven is really saying like, own your power. Lion is saying, be confident. Oh, and you know what? I forgot our animal card. Did I not give an animal card? Oh, no, I did. Maybe we need another animal. That's interesting. Resourcefulness from the raccoon. You have all the resources that you need. So I guess we needed another spirit animal to climb in and say like, hey, like, yes, we have to be courageous and confident and powerful and laugh and joke, but like, it's not always easy to do that. If right now you're in this moment where like you really feel like you're in survival or you feel like you've been like stuck in this conflict and you don't know how to get out of it, Raccoon is coming in to say like, everything that you need is already here, but you've got to start thinking strategically. And that's why this word gratitude is coming through. It's just like, instead of focusing on what's not working, instead of focusing on the challenge and looking at it and thinking like, how do I get past these people, these situations where it just feels like I'm losing something, like I'm being taken advantage of for my good heart and my sweet spirit. And it's funny because look it. She almost looks like a raccoon with that mask. So that's super interesting. I love those boots, by the way. So maybe this is something about like masking too. Like I feel like this could also be like the blessed change is that as we have empathy for the people in our lives that have hurt us, maybe there's also some sort of like owning of our shadow side. And that's like what's going to give us power, like kind of recognizing that sometimes we're the hero and sometimes we're the villain in somebody else's story. And sometimes somebody's the villain in our story. But we've got to figure out how to alchemize it. And so I'm going to pull another card from the mermaid deck. Let's see here. The manifesting mermaids card. Like, how do we alchemize it? And how do we have patience and compassion for ourselves? Playtime. The dolphins know the importance of playing as joy creates miracles and manifestations. So what I'm hearing is that, yes, there is like this choice that needs to be made. And yes, like beautiful things are up ahead. But in the meantime, the patience part is saying like, be patient and trust it's all coming together. With Raccoon, it's saying whatever you need in this moment is here. So like if you were to let go of all the fear and all the worry of whatever's happening that doesn't feel resolved, it feels like pile one, like you're like dealing with the stress of uncertainty and something is not resolved. And because of that, it's like you can't relax. But because you can't relax, you can't see where the fork in the road is to make this change that will lead to the blessed change that will lead to more power and confidence and courage. So it's like you're having to let yourself be seen in this new path. And in the meantime, you've got to just play and laugh. And sometimes that seems so silly. Like, how am I supposed to just play and laugh when it feels like everything's falling apart? When it feels like there's no, I'm really getting stalemate. So I'm going to pull another card. We have specific person. So it sounds like this definitely has to do with some sort of, it could be a romantic relationship. It could be an ex. It could be even a non-romantic relationship, like a friendship or a child or a parent. But it's like you're having to let go of this pattern and lead to the fork in the road of what's better through, how do we get there? Oh my goodness, look. Joyful. And this is with the inner child mermaid, the baby mer. And it almost looks like she's holding that blue apatite. Look at the blue shell and the blue crystal. We could even put it right here. So the mermaid empowerments for joyful and specific person is, my joy heals the whole world, and my specific person is a mirror of me. So maybe that is this blessed change that you're calling in. You're calling in new romance and you're calling in new love, but you've got to do the work to fix this stuff. So I'm going to pull one more card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck and figure out, like, what is blocking pile one from really embracing joy and play and laughter, which is an essential step in figuring out where to go in this fork in the road. Here and now. This is pretty clear. And it says past, future, and then here's this little girl, and it says you are here. You are here. And what's interesting is with raccoon, oops, that flipped over. That must be important. Playtime flipped over. So we've got inner child card energy everywhere. This totally looks like inner child. And raccoon is saying you have all the resources that you need here and now. So you've got everything you need to be happy right now. Maybe you've been waiting for this like romantic partnership to unfold and it hasn't. And that's creating some stress. Maybe there's money stress. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like pile one is just going through this feeling of needing to know, like this feeling of trying to control the situation. And then we have self-care. Drowning doesn't always require water. Yeah. There's really beautiful changes that are coming for you, pile one. But right now, you've got to focus on what you can control. You can't control the uncontrollable. You can't control how other people respond, how they act, what they think of you, what they do. But what you can do is you can focus on play, you can focus on joy, and you can laugh and enjoy this time because everything is already here in this moment. The blessed change is coming, but in the meantime, you've got to have patience. And so remember, like, I love myself through the becoming. That's what this patience card is saying. Like, you find your power and your confidence and your courage inside first, in your heart first. I'm going to pull one more card from the Starseed Oracle deck. Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards wild card. So it's like you're ready to walk into this new chapter, this fork in the road, this blessed change. So in order to do that, what do you have to leave behind? Like, look how she's barefoot, you know, like she's not carrying any bags. She's just her. So in order to walk through this portal to the blessed change, you've got to let it all go. Happily ever after. Good things are coming. Good things are coming. I know in this moment it feels like, how can that be? Let's pull from the tarot. How can you find the joy and the gratitude and the play and the self-care when it feels really, really heavy right now? 10 of Cups, Four of Swords, 10 of Swords, 7 of Cups. You're moving out of confusion. Like the worst has already happened. Maybe there's like this like hyper vigilance of like, oh my gosh, like what's going to happen next? Is there more betrayal? Is there more that I have to deal with? And so it's like you can't make a choice. You can't move forward because there's all this stuff swirling around in your brain. But again, Four of Swords is saying, right now, you just have to rest. You have to recuperate whatever feels like it was lost in the meantime. And know that 10 of Cups is coming. It's coming. Specific person, confidence, courage, all those things are coming. But in the meantime, just take care of you. I love you so much, Pile 1, and you've got this. Okay, Pile 2, if you have chosen the very shiny and very beautiful labradorite crystal, which is reflecting the light of my lamp right here, this is your pile. So we are going to start with the manifesting mermaids. Ooh, we have soulmate relationship. New romance with a spiritual basis is here for you now. And I love this card. It has these beautiful dolphins that are so playful. There's like this whole like DNA helix. So there's like masculine and feminine energy, like playfulness from the dolphins, all sorts of like really good, beautiful things. So we've got journey. Half the treasure is the journey on the path to finding it. So there's a journey in order to get to this soulmate relationship. We have Knight of Wands, this beautiful desert that this feminine knight is going on this really cool little scooter, Vespa, whatever you want to call that. Looks like she's not carrying much. She's just got her backpack and her helmet and she's setting sail in this like desert atmosphere. We've got Eagle, Spirit, trust in your higher self. A lot of really powerful energy coming through. Round and round. We have curiosity. And the mermaid empowerment for curiosity is I explore my world with curiosity. And those lightning bolts, they represent that you're having some type of epiphany, like something is coming into place, like you're being able to see things from a different perspective. Visualization from the fairy deck. We have the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Look at that. It looks like this really cool like portal. This reminds me of like the Hathors too, like going from like Sirius into Egypt. And then we have surrender to the divine, full moon. What I'm getting is that this full moon card is really saying like you're coming to some sort of completion. Like for a long time, you've been going round and around. Like it seems like maybe you get to a place where things are starting to shift or change, and then you bump up against some sort of like obstacle or challenge. And like it's like you've been stuck in this loop, especially when it comes to some sort of like romantic partnerships. It could also be that, you know, there's like inner child like wounding and stuff that has come up, and maybe you're like, oh my gosh, like I thought I healed this, I thought I was over it, and like you're right back here again and it feels like you're at square one. But this curiosity card, again, because the mermaid empowerment is saying I explore my world with curiosity, and then we have the Knight of Wands, which is total explorer energy. What I'm getting is that like in order to really step forward out of this loop and complete it, like this full moon card is saying, it's like you've got to approach it with curiosity instead of fear. Half the treasure is the journey on the path to finding it. So pile 2, I feel like you've been stuck in like, I'll be happy when, you know, like when I get the job, when I find the soulmate, when I heal the trauma, when I get the money, when I get into the shape that I want to be in. then I can be happy. And yes, like the visualization card is saying for sure, like we're falling here. And so yes, the visualization card is saying yes, like visualize it, like everything that you want, you absolutely can have. Like if you can dream it, you can be it. But the ego card is saying trust in your higher self. Like how can you see beyond the current appearances? So I'm going to pull another card from the Mermaid Empowerment Oracle deck, and we have echoes. The Mermaid Empowerment for echoes is I witness the echoes and I watch them fade. So I think this really goes hand in hand with this round and round energy. Like it feels like I've already healed this. I've already been here. I've already walked this path. Like, why is it coming through again? But again, the curiosity card is saying that like you've been here before, but you're a different you. Like you're in this Knight of Wands energy where, you know, you've experienced lessons, you've gone through challenges, and now it's like, what's next? What's next? And this card is saying surrender to the divine. So the journey is not always about knowing every step. Sometimes the journey is learning how to be present in the uncertainty and how to visualize what you want while also being present to what's here. I'm also seeing on this visualization card, all this water is making me feel like this is a good time to cleanse and detox your body. Maybe it's about like taking salt scrubs or baths, or you know, starting to put in like affirmations or empowerments into your water, speaking them over your water. The power of water is really important. And you know, when we look at this labradorite crystal, it almost feels like there's like water inside, the way that you can sort of see these like blue energies that appear. And like I think it's like the fire and water here is like, when do I need to act and when do I need to feel? Milk and honey. So this is where you're headed on this journey. But like the interesting thing about like really stepping into the sweetness of life is not reaching a destination, but being present in the now. So we have from the Starseed Oracle, jump in. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. I love that. Look, it's like the feet that are going right into this eye that also like looks like some sort of like cosmic, I don't know, black hole galaxy. So especially with the Knight of Wands and then the Journey card, full moon especially too, it's like there's a lot of change that's happening and you've got to be ready for adventure. And sometimes I'm hearing like you've been like comfortably uncomfortable. Like you know for a while that something is needed to change and like that's where you're at in this like round and round energy. But maybe like you just haven't known where to start or what to do, and then it just feels really heavy and it's like this inertia starts to kick in. Yeah, I'm really feeling for pile 2 that you've been getting stuck in inertia. And so it's like the first step is always the hardest. Turtle is coming through. Retreat. Stop trying to make something happen. So we have surrender and stop trying. Retreat. Which is really interesting because the Knight of Wands energy is like, I want to explore. But before you can go forward, you've got to go back. And in order to go back in this loop, you've got to figure out what is the pearl of wisdom. And so that's where Eagle is coming through. It's saying like, you've got to trust in this sacred pause. That's what I'm getting. Trust in the sacred pause. Like, go back, revise it. It's almost like retrograde energy, like something in your life, probably especially romantically related or inner child related or both, because everything starts to kind of overlap. Something is asking to be witnessed. And so this curiosity card is interesting because what we learn about in the Gene Keys is that we cannot control when we get an epiphany. An epiphany is another word for like a breakthrough, like an aha moment. And you've been asking for this. You have been asking how to get out of this round and round in this like cosmic loop of suffering in some particular area. And it feels like whatever you do, like it's just putting you back into the madness, the echoes card, like I don't want to keep going back. I don't want to keep witnessing the heartbreak in my soulmate relationship or the patterns that I've built or the defense mechanisms because of my inner child. And so we have the Seven of Pentacles, the sacred pause. You've got to water your garden. You've got to trust that like you have done a lot of work. But right now, there's more than meets the eye. Like you've really got to trust this divine timing. And it's interesting because it's saying like, yes, explore, jump in. Like Knight of Wands is saying like, I want to go now. But in order to get there, you've got to break this loop. And so you've got to sit with it. You've got to be able to see things from a higher perspective. How is pile 2 going to see things from a higher perspective? Explore. Maps show what's already been discovered. Go another way. Interesting. So we've got adventure, explore, Knight of Wands. Everything is about this journey. But like, you've got to go a different way. And before you can go a different way, what do? Let's see. We heal. Deep knowing and pay attention. Notice repetitious signs and your inner guidance as this can yield valuable information. And this full moon here on the card with the owl, it's like you already know. You know what the answer is. The answer is that before you can move and explore this new change, you've got to sit with the uncomfortable feelings. You've got to alchemize them. So that could be through creativity, through art or writing or painting. It could just be like meditating. It could be taking a walk in nature. Maybe it's writing a letter and just like letting out all of those emotions, but you've got to get it out. So I'm going to pull one more card from the fairies. They want to sort of end this with what you need to know right now. Self-reliance. So your inner child, they're already healed. There's these rare gifts. There's all of these beautiful things that are coming. You've got to water your garden and know you can trust yourself. Whatever's coming back, underneath that is the milk and honey. And yes, it might feel like you've been in this loop, but it's like, there's this deep knowing that you're like at the tail end of it. Just got to trust that inner knowing, trust your inner wisdom. What needs to be moved, what needs to be cleared, what needs to be witnessed and acknowledged and released so you can step forward into this new beginning. And your final mermaid empowerment. We had this egg that just like rolled over when I said new beginning. So maybe it's like you're in this egg energy, like you're right about to be hatched. You feel it, but like, oh my goodness, when is it going to happen? And then we have miracle. I'm a magnet for miracles. So there's some sort of miraculous epiphany. In order to receive that epiphany, you've got to get quiet. You've got to make the space for the epiphany. You've got to do what you can to listen to that still small voice. We can't control how or when it comes, but the miracle of how to get through those echoes into this new chapter is going to happen when you close your eyes and you feel that wisdom is coming. I love you, Pile 2. Thank you for being here. Okay, Pile 3, if you have chosen this green Unikite egg, you are in the right spot, and this is your reading. Your magical mermaid reading. Oh, this keeps rolling. I feel like it's like you're just like ready to go, but it's kind of like, where are you going? You've got to figure it out first. We have faith. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. Okay. Some sort of like leap of faith is what I'm getting already. Voyage. Set sail on a new course. I love that. There's something new brewing. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. So positivity and guidance on this new voyage. We have the world. So there's some type of completion, and that's why you're starting on something brand new. We have giraffe, foresight. You're able to see what's in store for the future. So maybe you're already getting some sort of glimpse of where you're going. Unfinished symphony. This is interesting. It's like, yes, you're ready to set sail on this new voyage, but like something is asking to be left behind. And maybe your giraffe energy is saying like, are these characters going to still be in the next chapter? I want to have a look. We have the flow from the Mermaid Empowerment Oracle. And the Mermaid Empowerment for the flow is everything I need flows easily to me. So if there's been any concerns or fears or worries about what's going to happen or how it's going to happen, this is saying follow the flow. We have beauty from the fairy card here. This like very, she almost reminds me of like Posh Spice or something. She's definitely in her element with beauty, making herself feel beautiful, creating beauty. We have Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. And I love this card. Look at how her heart is open. She is ready to receive these cosmic downloads. And look at all this energy in her heart. It's like this voyage of faith is asking for you to really step into your heart and to follow your heart. And then we have don't let pride get in the way. Full moon in Leo. Interesting. So we have faith. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. Voyage. Set sail on a new course. Child of the Cosmos. Giraffe. The flow. Don't let pride get in the way. Beauty. Unfinished symphony. I said sympathy almost. And the world. Interesting. I also see a lion on this card too. So lion might be really important for you in this moment. Lion energy. What does lion represent? It represents courage. It represents leadership. So you're really being asked to step into some sort of leadership role. Something new. And maybe you've been seeing it for a while. You've been getting the signs of really starting to step into your expertise in something. And you're reaching this completion. Like I'm kind of getting like big fish in little pond energy. Like you sort of gotten comfortable in this little bubble. And now you're being asked to step out of it, but not in a way of like being prideful, but in like honoring like your wisdom and expertise. Like I've earned this because it's kind of like I've earned my stripes is what I'm getting. Like you've gone through it. You've been hurt. You've maybe felt betrayed. You've made a lot of mistakes. You've fallen on your butt a few times and you kept getting up. There's like this energy for you, pile 3 of like endurance. You know what I mean? And then we have this card, Child of the Cosmos, and have faith. You see how both of these women are like wide open, like their hearts are open. Even this one, she's got this heart energy. Like everything here is saying like, I create beauty when I follow my heart, when I let my heart lead. Even giraffe can be connected with heart energy. So what is this new voyage about? Let's figure it out. We have simplify your life. Eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. Interesting. You see how she's like on her little swing. Oh, I see some sort of like a, looks like an angel or someone in the background, maybe some sort of like sister energy. There's also like an angel on the stairs. So I'm also seeing like little like fairy sprite energies. And so I feel like it's like you've got a lot of support. Maybe you're very connected with the elementals. Maybe you feel like you have like mermaid or fairy energy. And also this is a time where if you're setting sail on a voyage and you're clearing things up, it's like what needs to be cleared in your home, you know, what needs to be cleared in your desk. Maybe it's time to go through your laptop or your phone and like clear out the old pictures. It's clear out the old clutter. You're coming to this space of completion, but like what's unfinished is what I'm getting. Like you've got to ask yourself like what's left unfinished that's in my control. All right, let's pull one more card from these little mermaid messages that are interesting. Turbulence. The mind is murky and rough waters. All right, so pile 3, I feel like maybe you're not trusting yourself. You're not trusting yourself, and there's been a lot of like unproductive thoughts. And so maybe you're even like coming back to like these old relationships or like work partnerships or anything and thinking like the grass is greener. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're looking back and thinking like, oh, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe like I could just go back. I'm seeing like turtle, like you want to go back in your shell. Let's see what the animals say. But we have lynx, discernment, look beyond immediate appearances. So you're really being asked like about this message of discernment. Look beyond immediate appearances. So because we have this with the turbulence card, I feel like right now you're not letting your heart lead as much as you actually could be. It's like you're letting your anxiety lead. You're letting your fear thoughts lead, and that's creating the turbulence. So you've just got to figure out like what is worth finishing and what is complete. You know what I mean? And this beauty card, to me, this is like creating alchemy. You know, the things that aren't left complete, you know, it would be nice if we always had some sort of completion. Like maybe there's been like relationships in the past where you were ghosted, or it's like you never had like resolution in something. Whatever is coming up as I share this is where you feel like, oh, like I wish I could just resolve that. I wish I could have this conversation. I wish I could say this thing that I wanted to say. And like, maybe it's time to have your own completion ceremony. Maybe it's time to like write it out on a piece of paper and like burn it or light a candle or do something in order to like honor that ending that maybe didn't feel complete in some way. We have support from the Mermaid Empowerment Oracle. And the Mermaid Empowerment is I'm surrounded by love and support. So again, it's like we have these sister energies on here. And I want to go back to the flow too, because I feel like this is important. If you're feeling stuck, like if you're like, yes, like I want to have this new beginning, but because we have faith, remain positive and follow your guidance. This is one of those things where like, if it's not moving, if there's like some stuckness, it's like pivoting. And it doesn't mean that door is going to be closed forever, but it does mean that like right now, if it's not in flow, it's a no. Hey, that rhymes. If it's not in flow, it's a no. Maybe that will be helpful for you. So like if it feels like you're like, you know, hitting a wall with something, just like let it be, let it breathe. We have the card Imagine, and this like moon is on here. It kind of reminds me of like a moon that's taking a nap. So maybe it's just like imagining what you want to come through, simplifying. Again, that beauty card is like, how can I create beauty from the endings and the things that have already come to fruition? You know, how can I bring more beauty into the world, see more beauty? How can I honor my sacred vessel as beautiful? A time for healing, balsamic moon. So balsamic moon is like another word for the dark moon, which happens like in the final days of every moon cycle, like, so the last 3 days before the new moon. So it's a time to like integrate and to go within and figure out like, what were the lessons? What were my intentions? It's kind of like just letting yourself have a timeout. And I really felt that with the moon. It's like time out, you know, like you've got to heal, you've got to cut your wins and your losses, clear, get rid of the declutter, or get rid of the clutter, declutter, and, you know, let whatever is finished be finished. I work with a Morgan. She's like a Celtic sovereignty goddess. And one of the things that she's shared with me is this idea of let what's dead be dead. So in order to go on this new course, this new cycle, where do you need to honor what's ran its course? Have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moons. Look it. Have faith. Have faith. 2 different cards saying the same message. It was just 11:11 on the screen when I said that. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. So how do we follow the guidance when maybe you're getting sucked back into these old things that feel like they're not complete? By the book. So I think this is about taking like one step at a time and then go the distance, right? Like it's like a sprint, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And, you know, this cheetah energy is really, you know, just saying like, how can you find your inner strength right now? Like, how can you really dig your heels in and say like, okay, you know, I'm going to do whatever it takes for this new beginning. I'm going to deal with where did it go? The turbulence. And how are you going to deal with the turbulence in your mind and have discernment? Because the pride part, sometimes when we feel prideful, or it's like we don't want to admit where, you know, maybe we've taken fear or we've projected onto other people. It's like under pride is shame, you know? And so we all have shame. We all have like done things or said things we wish we hadn't done. And at the same time, like, you know, don't let pride get in the way. Don't hide behind what just needs to be healed and released. 6 of Swords. So have faith. Like, you're moving into calmer waters, and it starts with your mind. So how does pile 3 follow their guidance? What do they need to know to follow their guidance into the flow? 9 of Wands. So it feels like, yeah, like this is what I'm getting. Go the distance and 9 of Wands. Like, you've been through it. You're like, how much longer? Like, how much more do I have to have faith? Like, nothing's happening yet. What do you mean? But like, the cheetah is saying, go the distance, you know, like you're almost there. The Emperor. Get your house in order. That's what I'm hearing. What can you control? Where do you need to take charge of your life? Maybe the unfinished sympathy. I keep saying sympathy. So maybe like the pride and the sympathy where it's like, maybe you have to have like empathy for yourself. You know how like they say like sympathy is like feeling sorry for somebody, but like empathy is like acknowledging and being with someone. I feel like maybe you have to have like the discernment where maybe like this unfinished symphony is like people that like just weren't at your level in this moment. It doesn't mean they can't get there, but you know, if something is not in flow, a relationship, a person, anything, and it feels unfinished and you like are clinging to it, you've got to trust that like that door closed for a reason. Judgment. So there's some sort of like awakening, aha moment. Things are happening in your favor. And so the final card is surrender from the Mermaid Empowerment Oracle. And it's, I surrender, or no, I'm available. And the Mermaid Empowerment for surrender is I'm available for the best possible outcome. And what I love about this card is that she's looking ahead into the future and doesn't even realize that she's gone through this metamorphosis. Like, she's coming out on the other side, and she's changed, and not everybody gets to go with us on the next journey, on this next voyage, but you're ready for it. You've got this. Oh, and this card fell too, the Hermit. So it might just mean some alone time, but it also means that you've gained the wisdom where you're ready to lead others. So don't let pride get in the way of that journey. You've got this. I love you, Pile 3.